Joey Strube here, Bikeman Performance. We're going to do a Tech Tuesday on injector flow and how we check them and how we can see what a stock flow is of an injector and how we can see if our big injectors are doing what we want them to and how we can see if stock injectors are doing what they're supposed to do, and maybe that's why we're having a drivability issue. So I have 4 different injectors in here. These are 2 different pairs. They're 2 different flow rates, but they're actually very similar when we check them. But they are completely different. So the first thing we'll do, especially in tuning, it's important to see how long the injector has to be held open before it'll start flowing. So we'll put this on pulse width, and we can see at what pulse width the injector actually starts flowing. So we'll go here, we'll go down, keep going down. So we're at 0.5 milliseconds, and we'll just keep going up until it'll start moving, and each injector has its own breakpoint. Seeing both of these start moving at about 1.7, which is usually pretty common right around that spot, but we see one injector here isn't doing anything, and since these are supposed to be match set, that would definitely be a problem. So now we can keep moving this faster and faster, and you can see these 2 injectors, even though they have a similar flow rate, their flow rate at a low millisecond really isn't that close. So we can change how fast it's spinning. So this is 1500 RPM. We can go the whole way to 6,000 RPM. And it's pulsing at, that low millisecond. So we're going to stop this one right now, and we're going to show what it does at a high millisecond. So a long injector pulse width. So first we got to drain this, and we'll start over. And you can see these 2. That's a nice match set. They're real consistent with each other, and we wouldn't have any issue with those injectors. But this set over here, pretty funky. So let's actually go to a bigger pulse width, so it's almost 100% on time. And when we're testing injectors, we'll go at a bunch of different pulse widths and measure how much fluid they're actually pushing out. And then we can get the curve of the injector, and we use that inside of our tuning. And once again, these 2 are very similar. That's a nice match set. They're within, a few percent of each other, which is easily absorbed with tuning. And like I said before, this one over here just isn't functioning. So now let's actually go to a full on test where it's just held straight on, and then that's what would be the flow rating of the injector. Takes a little bit to drain these. And we actually do use gasoline in these tests, so it's the same thickness as gasoline would be. Some people use other chemicals, but since we want to measure how much fuel flows through it, we actually use fuel. So this is full on. So during this we can actually see the spray pattern of it, and we can also see how much is coming out. And once again, these 2 are just almost exactly the same, which is how we want them to be. And this one here, this one's partially blocked because it should be up closer to what these ones are flowing, and this one's completely blocked. And I mean, that's a little bit about how we flow injectors. This is our little injector dyno. Just a another look into how we do things at Bikeman Performance. Go check out all our products at bikemanperformance.com.